Everybody's gonna get disbarred. But you know, this is Suits, so that's not surprising. If you want to watch me lose my mind even more about this stupid show, there's an extended version of this video over on today's sponsor, Nebula. Okay, there's a Suits LA now. Let's see if it's any better than the original, or more likely much worse.
Getty, hey, look, I know you heard I changed my mind about testifying, but just let me explain. What is this?
The original arrest report on Tina.
He swore you wouldn't do that.
You swore that you would testify against Pellegrini.
Getty, she's just a kid.
Do you know where they'll send her? They will tear her to pieces in there.
But she doesn't have to go anywhere if you just do what you said you would.
Okay, so he's threatening this witness that if he doesn't testify, that he will arrest and presumably prosecute this guy's daughter. Now, apart from the legality and the ethics of doing that, this person would be absolutely torn apart on cross if the other side got a hold of this information. And you know, if they're doing their due diligence, they should have. They would basically get this guy on the stand and say, you didn't want to testify, but this prosecutor threatened that if you didn't, they would arrest your daughter. And you know, then that witness's testimony would look terrible.
Gotta go get a bite to eat. If I don't have word that you're gonna testify by the time I'm done, I will arrest your daughter.
Getty! I thought we were friends.
We are friends, Billy, which is why I'm risking my life for you. Now, get back inside before someone...
Oh, okay. So that guy exploded. Also, if you are friends with a witness, that is yet more fodder for cross-examination.
Love me like we're still young. Lady luck don't lead me young. Can we bring those good times back?
Okay, all right. So not surprisingly, Suits LA takes place in LA. But interestingly, this is taking place at my old office. Assuming the building that they're showing as B-roll is actually where this is supposed to take place. This is in Century City, a part of Los Angeles. And there's a business complex here that includes the CAA building and then the Century Plaza Towers, which are very iconic because they're two towers and they are triangles. And I worked in both of the different triangle buildings and was there when the CAA building was being built. You'll also see that building, at least the lobby in Inception. A lot of really fancy law firms are in this place. So at least they got that part right so far.
Lester Thompson's just been arrested for murder.
Cancel my morning and get me that arrest report. I got every partner from M&A to divorce wanting to know what's going on with the merger, and Ted hasn't responded yet. Tell the partners I'll know if we're a go or not by tonight. And give me that crisis manager from last year. Once the press finds out, this is gonna be O.J. Simpson all over again.
The old Suits rarely ever dealt with criminal law. And here we see, I think the main character was a former prosecutor, and then this guy is some sort of criminal defense lawyer, I guess. His client has been accused of murder. Okay, so far so good, I suppose. So I guess Suits LA is going to be way more about criminal law than the original Suits ever was.
So you're the mighty Ted Black.
And you're Warner Brothers' newest action star. But they can't seem to find their checkbook.
We're just gonna dive right in?
Dylan, I took on the worst mobs in New York.
What?
I beat all of them. If I can do that to them, imagine what I can do for you.
But I need someone with confidence, and you just seem a little sheepish to me.
Dylan, you play a badass in the movies. I'm a badass in real life, and I intend to prove it to you right now.
Okay, all right, ignore everything I just said. I guess Ted, the main character here, made a massive shift from being a criminal prosecutor to being an entertainment lawyer. He's representing an actress now. Wow, okay, so that is not a common transition. Generally, the skills that make you a good prosecutor and a good criminal defense lawyer don't really translate to being an entertainment lawyer. I mean, sure, entertainment law gets into litigation, but wheeling and dealing with, you know, studios and TV production companies, it's not the same thing. I doubt there are very many people, if any, in the country that went from being criminal prosecutors in New York to, within the span of a few years, becoming, you know, top of their field entertainment transactional attorneys. That's insane.
We're gonna dance.
What's that?
The new deal I got you from Warner Brothers.
Got me? You don't represent me.
They're under the impression that I do, so why don't you take a look at the number?
Oh no! He doesn't even represent this actress, and he's holding himself out as her attorney. Now, putting aside whether he has the skills or the connections to do this kind of work at all, you absolutely cannot hold yourself out as someone's agent and representative when you're not. That is an incredible ethical lapse, which he's only doing solely for the purpose of showing off to this person who he wants to make a client, but she isn't his client at the moment. Good God.
How did you do this?
That's what I do.
Yes, I also want to know how you did this. Not practically, I know you just called someone up and negotiated this thing, but, figuratively, how dare you?
What happens tomorrow after your merger? You ever gonna have time for me again?
You told her?
Of course I did. We're open with our clients. You taught me that.
If we're so open, did you tell her that I haven't agreed to the merger yet?
Yes.
All right, so this law firm is going to negotiate some sort of merger. That's not terribly uncommon. Generally, firms want to merge with another firm where there's economy of scale or different practice groups complement each other, so they can go from, say having 2 small antitrust practices to having 1 giant antitrust practice. So I would assume that they're merging with another entertainment law firm, to be able to be, even more powerful and have a lot of people working on the same sort of stuff to be, more profitable, to, decrease costs and increase profits. That's why these firms merge.
Ted, I want...
Erica, we have been over this. Rick gets the bump.
Rick shines my shoes.
Okay, he's as good a lawyer as you, and he's a better manager.
I'm better in a room, and you know it.
And the day that matters, I will make you head of the department.
So we have 2 junior associates fighting over the head, I guess, of the entertainment division. Why isn't he the head? He's the entertainment guy, right? So why wouldn't he be the head of entertainment? I don't know why these 2 people are fighting about that. Also, the head of the entertainment division is going to be someone who has, every connection in Hollywood. It's not really, sadly, about being the best lawyer in this circumstance. It's, going to be the person that has, every studio head on speed dial and, can call somebody up. So why these people would be even in the contention for the head of the division in the first place, I have no idea.
I want to know why it was you who came down here and not Ted.
Because I handle criminal defense, whereas Ted handles your producing
I know
deals.
what Ted does.
Lester, let me explain something to you. They're saying a lot of very specific things happened last night.
What, that I killed my partner in my own backyard? Why would I do that?
All right, this guy has been accused of murder, and he's mad that his entertainment lawyer didn't come down to talk to him about defending him for attempted murder or attempted murder of some kind. That's a very easy conversation to have with a client. Hey, I don't do this kind of work. I work with someone who does do this work. You should work with them because they are the subject matter expert in criminal law. You don't want an entertainment lawyer, dealing with your criminal defense. This is a very weird disagreement to have.
You were celebrating your big opening. You started doing ecstasy and shooting into the hill. And all of a sudden, he shoots himself. That's what you're saying, right?
That is exactly what happened.
Lester, I know that you're scared, but go with self-defense. The odds of acquittal are 80%.
That's insane. Number one, self-defense rates are almost certainly not that high. Number 2, this person has told you what their defense is, and it seems like a perfectly reasonable defense that he and his partner were getting high and shooting guns. Although, honestly, if you're shooting guns in the Hollywood Hills, it's not like it's the wilderness. There are going to be lots of people who are mad at you and calling the cops. It's insane for him to just dismiss what this person is saying out of hand and saying, oh, you should fabricate a different story, which, by the way, is totally unethical and illegal to say that, oh, you should make up a different story that is false. That's suborning perjury. So yeah, I guess maybe it does make sense that he wanted Ted and not this criminal lawyer who has no idea what he's talking about.
This is about the promotion I told you, not before we merge.
And I told you that I've given my life to this firm.
And you want to be the fastest ever to be head of entertainment.
I know.
Not everybody gets the toy that they want for their birthday.
This isn't a toy. I earned
Rick,
it.
you do not get to skip to the front of the goddamn line.
Again, it's very strange that the Ted guy is not the head of entertainment. It's weird that this guy is just kind of begging for being the head of entertainment. That it's not going to be up to one lawyer to make that decision. It's going to be a firm-wide, partner-wide decision. And generally speaking, like the title doesn't really matter that much. It's the other way around. The people get the title that deserve it, and it would be very obvious, or nearly very obvious, who would be the head of the entertainment division, and it's not going to be just some random young person. It's such a weird way of creating drama here. Now, these lawyers are not very good, but if you do want a actual good lawyer, my law firm, the Eagle team, can help. If you've gotten in a car crash, suffered a data breach, especially if you got a data breach letter saying your information might have been leaked, or dealing with a workers' comp or social security issue, we can represent you or help find you the right attorney. And by the way, we don't get paid unless you do, so there's nothing up front. So just click on the link in the description or call the phone number on screen for a free consultation with my team. Because you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle team.
I'm all in on the merger, and I want you to know why.
Come on, Ted, you don't have to.
We went at it pretty hard at the beginning of the negotiation, and I said some crappy things about criminal defense. This is how I want to make it up to you.
Hey, you apologized. Something you rarely do, so when you do it, it means everything.
Stuart, you said do.
Did I? What I meant to say is we're about to be the largest firm in the city.
You got that right.
They're about to be the largest firm in the city because of the merger. Okay, definitely not. I mean, unless they are taking up the entire building. There are some truly giant firms in Los Angeles. I mean, Los Angeles is the largest legal market in the United States. So every major firm in the country has a giant office in Los Angeles. And yeah, I mean, there are firms with probably between 500 and 1,000 lawyers in Los Angeles alone. And also Ted was single-handedly holding up the merger. This firm can't be that big. Oh, also, so this firm is, I guess, mainly entertainment and crim law. What? I mean, there are certainly some firms with those practice areas, but the thing is, those two practice areas have like zero overlap. So you have very little economies of scale. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have a firm that's basically all crim law and all entertainment law, because the lawyers can't pinch hit from one side to the other. And also, your firm wouldn't be that big.
Lester?
I am not putting my life in that man's hands. You are taking my case. I don't want to hear another word about it.
You think because he wants you to plead self-defense, he thinks you did it.
Please, Ted, come on, man. I am begging you.
Stuart lives for this. He is the man for the job.
I cannot go with someone who doesn't believe me.
Yeah, no kidding. If you're accused of murder, you hire a criminal defense lawyer. You don't have your friggin' entertainment lawyer who, negotiated your contract with a movie studio to handle, this criminal law case.
I gotta swing back by the office.
No, come on, Ted. We haven't done this in forever. Let's go to Jones. One drink at the old hangout.
Depends. How much money you got?
Tens of dollars. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the relationship between these two guys. I mean, it's not strictly speaking legal, but, if you're going to go into business with, a partner, good that you get along personally with them. And I kind of like the banter between these two guys. It's fun.
Ted,
What's going on?
you better get in here. The entire 25th floor is gone.
It was Stuart, wasn't it? Who did we lose?
Every senior member of every department except sports and entertainment.
Okay, so they lost an entire floor of attorneys. And I guess it was the crim law guy who took everyone. Number one. So one floor of that building, that's a lot of lawyers. It does not make them anywhere near one of the largest firms in Los Angeles, not even close. And while it looks dramatic when everyone leaves, I mean, these things take place over time. But also, I wonder where they're going. That's weird, because they were going to merge with another big firm.
What is there to think about? We need to file an injunction.
If we do that, the entire town will know we're weak. We will be dead in a year.
What? Okay, I mean, so this is California, so non-competes are hard to enforce, but they are more likely to be enforced against people who have equity in a company. So almost all of the partners, at least the equity partners who have left, would probably be bound by non-competes. They would certainly be bound by non-solicitation agreements, so they would be prohibited from soliciting all of the junior associates to go with them and taking the clients with them. But the idea that a law firm would look weak if they go and litigate this and get an injunction in court, it's the opposite. You would look weak by allowing this to happen and not seeking a judicial remedy. That is so dumb.
I'm not losing my firm.
You did. You already lost your firm. Everybody left. What's happening here?
Where are you going?
To get Litvack, Johnson, and Riley back before the entire town knows they're gone.
Amanda, what are you doing here? I thought you left with Stuart.
Stuart left.
I'm sorry, do you work here?
I've been handling pro bono for the past 2 years.
Rick will catch you up. Today you're helping us close clients.
Sorry, can't do it. Have a thing.
You'll do it, or I will fire you on the spot.
I run an office here so that I can have a nice address and you can pretend you actually serve your community. I don't actually work for you, so you can't fire me.
I will give you $100,000.
I don't need your money. My family owns half of the apartments on the west side, so I happen to be worth an ungodly amount of money.
You don't dress like it.
Well, first of all, not a good interaction to have. There are firms that have a large pro bono practice, but it's totally discretionary. And the people who do the pro bono work still work for the actual equity partners of the law firm. So in a world where everyone left the firm, he absolutely could fire her. The last thing he needs right now is a loss leader in a pro bono practice. That's ridiculous.
Son of a bitch, you set me up to get me out of the office.
You said you were a lion and I was a flea in front of everyone.
It was a negotiating tactic to get more.
This firm would be nothing without me. We started with 2 pillars, entertainment law and criminal defense, and everything else came from there. But you think it all comes from you because you don't respect what I do. Well, we'll see who's more important because you signed an agreement giving me the right to take everyone with me.
He signed, no, what do you mean he signed an agreement to let him take everyone with him? That's insane. But also, are they just going to the firm that they were gonna merge with in the first place? What's with the cloak and dagger stuff if you're just going through with the merger that was already going to take place?
You know what I think of Litvack, Johnson, and Riley? If they ever left and started their own firm, it'd be called lazy, fat, and stupid. If I could fire them today, I would, but I need their clients. Those were your words 6 months ago. Well, now I need their clients, so go ahead, sue. You know what I think of Litvack, Johnson, and Riley? If they ever left and started their own firm, it'd be called lazy, fat, and stupid. If I could fire them today, I would, but I need their clients.
Ted, I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Get Johnson and Riley to get the clients on board and sign papers with us by the end of the day.
Okay.
That's really good casting. That guy looks like a law firm partner. Everybody else, actors. This guy looks like a real partner.
Look who put his big boy pants on.
I have a proposition for you. I need someone on the inside. Feed me information for 6 months, then I name you head of entertainment.
Well, who says I won't be head of entertainment over here?
That voice inside you that knows Ted will never promote you over Rick.
I mean, my God, that would be so unethical. I mean, I get it that they're trying to make the crim law guy seem and be incredibly unethical. He's only had a few lines, and everything that he's ever said during this entire episode is showing that he really needs to be disbarred because everything he's doing is illegal. Opening it up to someone who is still working at a firm trying to get inside information, horrible ethical lapse. Everybody's going to get disbarred. But, you know, this is Suits, so that's not surprising.
I don't care what happened. I just wasted 2 hours waiting for your ADA, so I will be calling for sanctions.
A lot of what has happened in this episode is sanctionable. Waiting 2 hours for a meeting, which I presume was not taking place in court, definitely not sanctionable conduct. Dick move, but it's a very silly thing for her to say.
What sort of cases do you primarily handle?
Mostly criminal defense.
Well, how do you do it? How do you live with yourself knowing that whoever it is guilty of whatever it is they're accused of doing?
Because everyone deserves someone to fight for them.
And also, some of them are not guilty, including that actor guy who says that his partner accidentally shot himself. It is incredibly naive for this presumably bigwig attorney to be up in arms about criminal defense. It is a totally normal practice. You know, you are representing people, some people who have done bad things. Those people still deserve a defense, and you know the state has to prove their case. Some people are innocent, and some people are everywhere in between. And what's crazy is supposedly this guy who was a prosecutor, the first thing that he did, I guess when he made the switch to entertainment law, which again makes zero sense, was partner with a criminal defense lawyer. If he hates criminal defense lawyers so much, why would he partner with them for 12 years?
I need you to drop Stuart and hire me.
You kidding me? I begged you.
Okay.
And you said Stuart Lane lives for this. He's the better man for the job. You said he was the best criminal defense attorney in the country.
Did you believe me? Because if you didn't, then you think I'm better than him. And if you did, then I can convince anyone of anything because there is nothing.
in this world Stuart Lane is better at than me. Lester, he doesn't believe you.
So, okay, well, first of all, whether the lawyer believes you or not, you have to go by what your client is saying, assuming it to be true. But also, it's not what these shows almost always get wrong is that it's not necessarily about skills as a litigator. That is important, although I'm not even sure that this guy is a litigator. He seems to be a transactional entertainment lawyer. Putting that aside for the moment, it's not just about the skills, being a trial lawyer. It is also the experience that you have and the knowledge that you have in the case law that is relevant. You need to know the specific procedure that applies only in certain subject areas. And you need to have the experience of going through things multiple different times, dealing with different situations in that universe of the legal world. Because if you're an entertainment lawyer, it means you're probably not a very good criminal defense lawyer.
It's the fourth quarter. You need a touchdown. You can go with Kirk Cousins or Patrick Mahomes. Who's it gonna be?
But it's also very much not the fourth quarter. This guy was just accused of this murder. Nothing has happened in the criminal case yet. The investigation probably isn't even over yet. You absolutely don't need a Hail Mary at the end of the fourth quarter. The game has barely started at this point, and basically you just want a good criminal lawyer, not your entertainment lawyer.
I don't just want a title, I want to be partner.
That's a lot to ask.
What? Okay, so she finally got the title of head of entertainment, but she's not a partner in this firm. Is the other guy, is Rick not a partner as well? There is no universe in which any kind of mid-sized to large entertainment firm would make someone the head of entertainment and they wouldn't already be a partner. That's insane. Also, who cares about the title if you're not already a partner? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind.
Mr. Lane, we're scheduled to arraign your client on Monday, so please explain to me why I made room to do it now.
Don't look at me, Your Honor. I didn't ask for this hearing.
Okay, first of all, that courtroom is absolutely not the criminal law courtroom where an arraignment would take place. I mean, that is the most Hollywood-looking courtroom I've ever seen in my entire life. The lighting is way too good, way too modern. That is not what courtrooms in Los Angeles look like. Also, the arraignment is going to take place on the judge's calendar. There's going to be like 200 people in that room, all needing to get arraigned, and the idea that the court is going to move up an arraignment at the request of the defense lawyer, totally ridiculous.
Well, then who the hell did?
That would be me, Your Honor. I also have a motion to substitute counsel.
Oh, okay. So he somehow moved up a motion while he wasn't the counsel of record. Also a thing that's not going to happen.
You know he can't stand doing this, right?
I know he believes me and you don't.
Mr. Lane.
If he wants it, he can have it, Your Honor.
All right then, Mr. Thompson. How do you plead?
My client pleads not guilty, Your Honor, because he didn't do it.
And the judge is like, cool, I don't care, not guilty. Let me move on to the next person.
You're both gonna regret this.
Lester won't, because I never lost the case, and I'm sure as hell not gonna start now. You wanna spill my secrets? You remember, I have some of yours too.
I was diagnosed with a fear.
Okay, well, that was Suits LA. Now it's time to give it a grade for legal realism. Oh man, well this one's interesting because there's really no law in it for the most part. It's really just law firm intrigue and mergers and stuff, which in my mind is not the juiciest part of practicing law. Yeah, and when they do talk about law firm mergers, they get it wrong. It's totally unrealistic for a big firm in Los Angeles, and the little bit of law that they do is totally unethical at every single turn. And I don't even know why they call it Suits. They kind of took away everything about Suits that made it Suits in the first place. So I'm going to give Suits LA a D+ for legal realism. Now, if you want to watch me lose my mind even more about this stupid show, there's an extended version of this video over on today's sponsor, Nebula. Because on Nebula, you can watch all of our videos ad-free and early because our videos always go up on Nebula first. Plus, there's tons of exclusive content. And in fact, one thing that Suits LA gets right is that when you're a lawyer, you spend so much time in meetings, which reminds me about...
We need to abolish meetings! We all want to do other stuff!
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Abolish Everything lately, and honestly, it hits really close to home. Abolish Everything is an original comedy show that I really love where comedians argue about abolishing everyday aspects of society against a panel who are hell-bent on preserving the status quo. And at the end of every episode, the audience gets to decide who's right. But the only place you can watch Abolish Everything is on Nebula. And if you click on my link today, you can get 40% off an annual subscription. And as I said, on Nebula, you can watch all LegalEagle videos ad-free and early because our videos always go up on Nebula first. Plus, there's tons of exclusive content, like our recent video about how RFK Jr. might be able to legally ban vaccines now that he's the head of the Department of Health and Human Services in command of a $1.7 trillion budget. Yeah, I figured YouTube wouldn't let me talk about hundreds of dead children in Samoa without getting demonetized, so telling that legal story as a Nebula exclusive was a no-brainer. Just like all our other Too Hot for YouTube videos and exclusive content on Nebula. And for limited time, you can get a lifetime membership by using my link. You can buy once for $300 and then never again. It's honestly the greatest steal of all. And when you get Nebula for life, it means we're in this together, forever ad-free. And Nebula includes tons of exclusive videos from over 200 of your favorite creators like Johnny Harris, Neo, Jetlag, Real Engineering, Real Life Lore, and the roster grows every month. So sign up for Nebula today, watch the extended version of this video, and watch some episodes of Abolish Everything, and then click on this link over here for more LegalEagle, or I'll see you in court.